Hi friend, so I came across this question under work, energy and power, and I intend we solve it together. So let's do it together. The question reads, a ball of mass 100 gram falls from a height of 5 meter onto a concrete floor and it rebounds to a height of 3 meter. Now the question here is calculate the energy loss. So we're given the initial height and we know the final height. So let's see if you can get the word energy loss under this question. Solution. So this is what we'll do. We have to draw a diagram to show this question. They said at an initial height of 5 meter, okay, the ball was here. Then it falls to the ground. After hitting the ground, it rebounds, okay, to a new height of what? 3 meter. From here to what? This place is 3 meter. Initially it was here, it falls to the ground, then it rebounds back. Is it not? Now this is the diagram. So let's call this H1 and this second height H2. Are we together? Now how do we get the energy difference between here and here? How do we get the energy difference? That is the change in energy. Now remember, at this height, it has a potential energy. Is it not? Good. So we'll call that P dot E1. Is it not? Now, at this new height, after it rebounds upward, it has a potential energy at this new height of 3. And it's lesser than the initial, is it not? So we'll say PE2. Now, the rest part of the height that wasn't converted, that wasn't covered, will be what? Change in energy. I hope that is clear. This is showing conservation of energy because it bounced up to 3 meter and they see some height to be covered. That is the energy lost. And this is what I will use to solve this question. Now we know that energy, especially for potential energy, it is given as what? mgh. Now because this is the initial height, we say mgh1 equals to, this will now be given as mgh, but because this is the second height, we say h2. Now we just leave this as change in energy. Now we are looking for change in energy. They said calculate the energy loss. So when we make this subject, this will come this way. Is it not? So change in energy will now be equals to, when this comes this way, we stay behind it. It will become mgh1, what is here? Then when this comes behind it, minus mgh2. This is what we now have. Are we together? Now looking at this, we can actually impute the value for the mass, the gravity. Gravity is always 10 meter per second square if you're not giving. Now we can actually use the height, h1 and h2. But what can we do to make this easier for us? Watch out. Change in energy, I can say, using a different format, I can say it's equals to, since m and m is here, I will factorize it out. Since g and g is common here, I will factorize it out. What will now be left for the first one will be what? h1 minus, what will be left for the second one? h2. So this is what we use to get the energy loss. So watching at what this will now give us will now be like, what is the mass? Mind you, the mass was given in gram, 100 gram. And we know in physics we work only with what? Standard units. So let's convert gram to kilogram, which is the standard unit. To convert that, 100 gram will be divided by 1000. And that will give us 0.1 kg. So this is the one we will now use to solve for mass. Mass will now be 0.1. Gravity, whether it was given or not, take it as what? 10 times, watch out. What was the h1, the initial height? 5 meter. And mind you, meter is the standard unit for height or length. So that's why I didn't convert. Now what was the final height it rebounds to? They said 3 meters. So I'll put 3 here. So watch out what this will now give us. It will now be equals to, this is 0.1, okay, times 10. Okay, let me just do it upward so it will be easy for us. This will now be equals to, from here you have 0.1 times 10 times 5 minus 3 will give us exactly 2. Are you seeing that? So let's do this times together. This will give us 1 times 2. So the change in energy for this question will be 2 joule because joule is the unit for energy. So the energy lost, okay, in rebounding to a height of 3 meter from a height of 5 meter is what? 2 joule. And this is simply the answer to this question. So I clearly know you now understand how this question has been solved. If you you do well to let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.